What's the difference between being entitled and having expectations? As much as we would like to think we have no expectations, most of us go into every situation with some expectation of how it's going to go. And expectations are not always bad. Because imagine if every aspect of your life was completely up in the air and we had no idea what was going to happen and when. What if we couldn't expect the sun to rise and we had to just start the new day and hope it does? What if we couldn't expect the traffic laws that were in place yesterday on the drive home wasn't in place today? So expectations aren't the enemy. And one of the ways it comes up is often in our relationships. We have expectations of the people in our lives. And sometimes the expectations we develop are based on previous experience in general and with that specific person. The difference is, though, sometimes our expectations can become entitlement, and entitlement is harmful to relationships. So let me give you an example. Let's say, we won't even say a romantic couple. Let's just say I have a roommate and I like to cook. So I regularly cook dinner and offer my roommate some of the food. And I start doing this on a regular basis. So now if my roommate starts expecting me to offer them food, that's not crazy. If I've set up a pattern of behavior where I cook and offer them food, it's not crazy that they would start expecting me to offer. Now the problem becomes when my roommate becomes entitled to my food. When they become entitled to any food I prepare, they don't ask. They don't take no for an answer in a situation where I don't have leftovers. They don't say thank you. They're no longer appreciative. And they might even get an attitude if I stop. Maybe my budget gets tight. I have some change in my job and I no longer have extra money for food. If my roommate has become entitled, they're going to get an attitude with me and be upset with me. So sometimes it's not necessarily that the roommate should never expect me to share food, especially if I set up a pattern for that expectation. The problem becomes when they become entitled. And I think that's what we see in a lot of our world, in our systems, in our relationships. It's not that people have expectations. Some of the expectations are completely reasonable and understandable based on a pre-established pattern of behavior. The problem becomes when we become entitled because we no longer ask, we no longer show appreciation, and that's harmful and toxic to a long-term relationship. So as we move forward, take a moment to evaluate your relationships. Even what you expect of churches and communities and governments. Are we acting from reasonable expectation or are we acting from entitlement? Which is it?